Hello, my name is Paul Saunders. I'm the General Secretary of the Undergraduate Artificial Intelligence Society at the University of Alberta. And today, before we dive into the nitty-gritty and start working on activities involving Python environments, we thought it would be a good idea to go through what a Python environment is, what it does, and why we should use them. Consider the following scenario. You're a developer who's been building projects for many different years, and you've worked in a variety of different languages. But in this case, we're going to worry about working both Python 2 and Python 3. Unfortunately, as of right now, Python 2 is deprecated, which is basically saying that it's no longer being updated nor supported by the developers of Python. This leaves you in a challenging situation because you have a bunch of projects that use libraries with Python 2. So what do you do in this scenario? Do you just move all your Python 2 projects to work with Python 3 and change a whole bunch of code? That might be a lot of work, depending on how many projects you have. Do you scrap your Python 2 projects, recognize that they'll break in the near future, but just say that they're a good learning opportunity? It's in this kind of scenario where virtual environments are extremely useful. So what is a Python environment? Essentially, you can think of it as a barrier that prevents files inside the barrier from interacting with files outside the barrier. In this case, it prevents libraries that are being used by the files inside from interacting with files outside. So in our case, we'd have two different environments. We'd have an environment for Python 3 and an environment for Python 2. This means that all of our Python 2 libraries will not interact with the Python 3 files, and the Python 3 libraries will not interact with the Python 2 files. And this is important because as the Python 3 gets worked on, and as the libraries update, the equivalent libraries for Python 2 will not be updated because they're in a separate environment. And that's why this is so important, because it allows your Python 2 projects to continue working as they always did, even as time progresses and as Python 2 is no longer worked on. Now, this is a rather extreme example, but in fact, there's tons of uses for libraries, or I'm sorry, for virtual environments. So the big one is that as an artificial intelligence club, we do a lot of work with artificial intelligence. But I might have projects in web development, or I might have projects using natural language processing. Well, I can create two different environments, one for AI and one for web development that segments my libraries and keeps it so that they're nice and clean and they're not intermingled. Furthermore, as a student, I can have both my projects or environment for my projects, and I can have an environment for my schoolwork. Again, this keeps the work separate. It makes sure that I don't get bogged down with a long list of libraries that I might need to update, and it keeps my computer looking nice and keeps my files organized. So I think that about wraps it up for explaining Python virtual environments. Make sure you smash that like button and catch us in our next video where we'll go over installing Miniconda and how to use it. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.